What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. It's the 16th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $0.0085. 7 hours left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it, okay? So, yesterday, we did spend a good bit of time below our 00838 level. We spent a good bit of time there. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th hour, this was like the last 4 hours of the day here. We were below there. It's crunch time. And when crunch time came, we actually pumped. We saved ourselves. We closed above here. This is an important level because from our relative low to our relative high, that's where the 382 is. And this might not mean anything to you. There's probably plenty of analysts out there who, if they were looking at the chart and they saw that we closed below here, they'd be like, so what? Big deal. Doesn't matter. And maybe they're right. Maybe so what, big deal, doesn't matter. But for me as an analyst, we close below this line. That would probably imply that we go to the golden ratio zone, if not at least to the 0.5. So that's why we want to continue to close. It's okay if we wick, and we did wick yesterday and today below this line, but we want to continue to close days above it. Okay. This was a really nice reaction. It's sad that it didn't continue afterwards. I really thought this was the reaction we were looking for. We were going to continue right then and there, guys. I mean, that is picture perfect what you want to see. But rejecting the 236 and coming back down, it's not. We really are in this wait and see environment. And I want to go over that real quick. What do I mean by wait and see? I just mean I am bullish, but I don't know. I don't know. What's the word I want to use? Well, nobody knows what the future holds, but I'm not as confident in my bullishness as I normally might be, right? I'm very bullish on OnyxCoin. I'm very confident that we'll see prices at new all-time highs, $1, more than that by the end of this year. I'm very confident that we'll see all that. But right here, I'm just not so confident that we'll break out to the upside, or that we'll go down here, find support. Maybe we go down here, find support, and then we move up. I'm very confident we do form a higher low relative to this low, wherever it might be. I'm just not entirely sure if we do or don't break down from here, right? I am maintaining the bullish stance as long as we are above this white line, as long as we are closing above the white line on a daily basis, above the 382, which is at 0.00838. As long as we're closing above there on a daily basis, I'm okay with it. But if we close below there on any given day, we become immediately bearish to 0.073 to 0.0587, somewhere in this zone here. And it could be right at that line. It could be somewhere in between these two lines. It could be right at this line or in between these. It's a genuine zone here, but that would be the case. And from the current price, hold on, guys. Okay, from the current price, that's about a 14% drop to like a 30% drop. It's a pretty big range. And even on the small end of that range, 14%, I don't think anybody wants to see that happen. If it does happen, I would assume that it would be very fast, that it would be very short-lived, and that we'd recover just as fast, and we'd be at highs relatively higher. We'd be at higher highs than this relative to this here in a very short amount of time, potentially even by the end of the month, even if we went down here. I'm not convinced that we go down here, and I'm not convinced that we don't go down here. But as long as we are above 0.0838, I maintain the bullish stance. So if we do go down here, we're aware of this area, but I'm not going to be like, I told you we were going down there, I called it. If today we close below there and I haven't made a video, before I wake up tomorrow and I make a video, if we're already down here, just understand at that point I became bearish. As soon as we close below the 382, I'm bearish. But we have to close below there. I'm spending a lot of time focusing on this because there's a lot of semantics here, and I have to be specific because there's a lot of places where people could get the wrong interpretation. I don't want that to happen. By the way, on the note of wrong interpretations, let's say that I called the top perfectly. Let's say that I'm a YouTuber who called the top perfectly. I said it's going to go down. It's going to go right down to here. Guess what I didn't do? Even if I called this top perfectly, even if I called this low perfectly, which we did effectively call the low pretty perfectly, and we called the top pretty perfectly too. The low was a little bit lower than I thought it would go, but we did pretty good there. What I didn't do was sell. What I didn't do was sell. So I'm saying this in the whole realm of talking about semantics to make sure that my point's clear. Just because I talk about the price going down does not mean that I sell. Because I don't care if it goes down here. I don't care if it goes down here. I don't care if we see a lower low. I don't care. Because what's coming is so much more to care for than this could ever be. You know what I mean? Like I'm not worried about that at all. So even if I am expecting the price to come down, I'm not in selling territory. I could expect a 10 to 15% drop. I'm not going to sell because I could be wrong. And I would feel very silly trying to play the game for a 10 to 15% gain or loss to avoid that whenever we've got so much bigger things to worry about to the upside. So the name of the game for OnyxCoin, at least from my perspective, is we are in a buy only environment. A buy only environment. What does buy only mean? That means you buy and you don't do anything else. That's it. That's all you do. That doesn't mean you put 100% in at once. Go for that if you want to, but DCA, whatever, we're in a buy only environment. The sell only environment, in my opinion, should come at new all time highs, but we'll see. Anyways, 1 hour time frame here. A little bit of a double bottom, relatively speaking. The 1 hour RSI looks a bit bearish. A bit bearish. Neutral. You're taking a neutral stance now, but a little bit bearish overall. I think, you know what I think you have here is one downtrend. I was about to draw all of this as one downtrend, and maybe it is. But I think you had one downtrend, you broke out of it, you had another downtrend, and you broke out of that. Are we forming another downtrend? Maybe. And just because we form a downtrend doesn't mean that we have to plummet. Just maybe we go a little bit lower. I don't think that we go below this low. And I would really like to see us not close another day below 00838. Again, we're bullish until that cross happens. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, I'm neutral. I'll take it's in a bearish stance but neutral, so I'll just take a neutral position on that. The stochastics are bullish, so neutral with bullish will go bullish. The MACD is bearish, neutral with bullish and bearish. It's just neutral. We're in a very neutral kind of environment. It's the weekend. It's Friday. We've got Saturday and Sunday upon us. Very neutral days. So don't expect too much from OnyxCoin probably over the next 3 days. That's my guess. At least as of now. Let's wait and see. That's how it was for Bitcoin Cash. That was what I was expecting for Bitcoin Cash. It was nothing exciting. But then we got a little bit further in the video and we're like, oh, you're gonna be moving up right now. Actually, how's that going? We moved up a few bucks. We didn't move up too much since the video, but whatever. But we probably do move up over the weekend for Bitcoin Cash. Not so much for OnyxCoin. Maybe a little bit. The 4 hour RSI, very bullish overall. Class, show of hands, anybody know why we're bullish, right? Because you got very deep in the overbought zone and you did not get oversold at all, right? You're kind of rounding out your bottom here even, right? That's kind of nice structure. Finding support at these areas that you found support before. We're getting some higher lows here bouncing off the RSI. Or off the 40 area. You are neutral to some degree right now, but overall very bullish. I mean, I stand by it whenever I say these kind of things, they don't stand alone. What I'm a bit surprised on though is that this is kind of a standalone moment. Like, if we were to get another reading into the overbought, so normally it would have happened by now. The fact that we didn't see anything carry on is kind of disappointing. This again, guys, getting this deep in the overbought zone and now we haven't returned to the overbought zone for this long, this is not normal. This is not typical behavior, but it happens, whatever. Non-normal things happen. OnyxCoin is not your typical coin, man. Stochastics look reset and they are ready to cross to the upside. Kind of interesting because you have your orange line coming to the oversold zone and the blue line crossing up. So technically you're bearish, but you've got a bullish posturing too. It's weird. I mean, obviously you're getting much more time in the overbought zone than you are in the oversold zone, but relatively speaking, I guess bearish, yeah. The MACD, you do have no bullish divergence, but you are right around the zero, an area that you'd expect to find support. I'm a bit surprised we didn't find support here. We had every reason to, but we just didn't. Man, the 4 hours making me think that we go down a little bit more. And that's okay. We can go down a little bit more, but again, we just have to close above 00838. I'm not seeing anything terribly bearish here on the 4 hour. I'm just not seeing anything that tells me we're going to be moving up right now. And I mean, maybe we do. I hope we do. But it's a pretty neutral read on the 4 hour as well. The daily time frame, rejecting the overbought zone is not a good look. And typically, if you find support at the 60, you would expect to come up. This is why we were very bullish here as well. But you reject the overbought zone, that's not a good look. A little bit of turbulence here. I had some hope, man. I had some hope, but it's just gone now. We probably come down to the 50. in which case that doesn't mean that we close below 00838, but maybe we just kind of consolidate and move sideways. We could move up a little bit and then close some days to the downside, close at higher lows and still get lower lows in the RSI. I mean, that's what we're getting already right here. We've got lower lows here in the RSI, but we have higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence. So overall, a very bullish daily RSI with hidden bullish divergence now. We could bounce at any moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went to the 50 to bounce, and that's fine if we do. We can go to the 50 to bounce. We can get a higher low kind of setup like that, whatever. The stochastics are at the 50 now, so it's actually a really good time to bounce. We have hidden bullish divergence. I mean, maybe we do bounce from here. Maybe we don't go any lower. And the MACD is very close to these oscillators touching tips here. That's typically a really good point to bounce as well, just like last time, right? Just like here was a good point to reject and come down. This might be a good point to bounce from. So, I mean, maybe that is the low. The 4 hour and the 1 hour are neutral, and if anything, we're in a kind of bearish environment. So neutral in a bearish environment makes me, I say bearish environment, we're in a very bullish environment. We're in a very, very bullish environment. But on the 1 hour time frame and the 4 hour, there's these bearish looks. But on the daily time frame, it's almost like it's telling me right now that like here, this is the low, that we would move up. And again, it's the weekend. We have Saturday, Sunday upon us, so I don't expect too much to happen. But soon enough, yeah, I guess I would expect that we move to the upside. I know everybody's hoping that I make a bearish video so we can actually move up. But I'm calling for the upside because I want to see the price go down. I want to buy more, baby. No, that's not why. I'm calling for the upside because I genuinely believe we're going to move up. And again, I maintain that position until we close below 00838. If we close below there, then we will take a bearish position until something around 0073 to 0058 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, something in that range. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. The path ahead is glorious. It's vivacious. It's beautiful. From a high to a low, the expectation at a minimum from the current price is that we will see an 11x, at a maximum something on the lines of a 26x. Anything from 22 cents to 10 cents is appropriate. I doubt that we stop at 10 cents. I doubt that we stop at 22 cents, most likely somewhere in between. Our all-time highs are not here. Actually, this is just on Coinbase. The actual all-time highs are at about 18 cents, so like right here. And it's very common with the 1414 with this pink line to not stop at it like this, but to wick above it and then come down. So might we just come all the way up and touch our all-time highs? Maybe we get something in between an 11x and a 26x. Maybe we get like a 17x. But something incredible, nonetheless, is coming our way. We're in the process of this move now. I mean, imagine if you bought the low. The minimum there was a 20x. Like that's just nuts, man. It's absolutely nuts. We should have advocated for the buy more. It's hard to scream from the top of your lungs to buy whenever we're in depressing, scared, fearful moments, right? We were saying that it was a good time to buy. We were expecting this pump, but I'm just saying maybe we could have been a little louder about it. I don't know. I feel like I could have been. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.